Hi there, friends and foes. I'm back with yet another stream. So, and well, I'm in Fishing Planet 2. No, I'm not in Fishing Planet 2, I'm in Fishing Planet. Sorry. Got back after a while I've not been on this in this game. They have now some new content. They added some more areas. I will talk about that more later, but first of all, as always, sorry for bad English. I sometimes have the problem finding the correct words, and also some background noises, and you will hear my typing sometimes and so on. Well, and of course, feel free to comment, share, and like, and all that if you want to. I really appreciate it if you do that. As I said, I'm back in Fishing Planet. There are new content, Europe with a few new lakes and fishing species. I think it's 35 more fishing species now. So there are new content, and there also are ground rods, ground fishing rods, bottom fishing rod, and you have ground stands you can put the rods in, and also they are well, there are lots of new stuff, but I'm not in Europe. I'm in St. Croix in Michigan, because I'm trying to level up to level 42, because that will take me to Germany. I want to try that area. I had a stream earlier, but I had some problems. I did a mistake. I all recorded at the same time, so the stream was crappy. I deleted that, sadly, because I've been fishing here all day, and I'm just now, as you see, I'm 20 past 5 here now, and I had a full net. I got lots of money, at least in my opinion. I got was it 49,000 or something. I will go over the setup. I just got one here, but my setup, let's see. I got my 6 rod case. I got the Travel Pro. I got my all-in-one sack, 50 tackles, farm lines, and 3 reels. I got my kayak, and I got a fishing net for 200 kilograms, and I have the triple feed rod stand. That's my equipment, and I got a X-Zero cap there. You will get that when, or if you don't have it, you will get it when you have got achievement on night fishing at level 3 of night fishing. The rods, well, I got 3, 1, 2, 3 here. Those are my ground fishing rod. I will not go over all of that because I'm not using it now. This is the rod I'm using now because I like to variate between the pikes and the catfish in this area when grinding for experience. I use deep crawler 340. That will is good for 5 to 15.5 kilograms. To that I use Mega Tank 7000, max drag 15.4. So, and I use a quite heavy line, 18.7 kilograms, and this is pear-shaped float tackle, bobber, I mean, that are illuminated, and I use a 6-stroke zero hook, and I use minnows, large minnows. But if you're going to fish for pikes with these minnows, you can get smallmouth bass. I even got catfish in this area, and a trout even. So if you don't want any other species than the pike, do not use large minnows. Go for shiners instead. That's my advice. But I'm out of shiners, in the shop here you can only buy like large minnows. So and here is a casting rod I got for so it's like well, I don't use it much here. I have got some fish, and I also have this rod, and I bought, this is my first of this type of reel, so I bought that a day ago or two. It gives me up to 8 kilograms. I use it for salmon and so on. And if you're new, or if you haven't been in this game for a while, here you see also a new slot that is for the chum, if you're going to use feeders. Well, that's what I have now, and as you see, not that big experience on the northern pike, but that's not the whole truth, because that is on the normal pike. And since I'm fishing with quite heavy equipment, a little bit too heavy for the pikes, the normal pikes will not give you that much experience, but you get quite okay, still quite okay with the trophy, and you get lots of trophies, and the unique of course gives so. And you should not have too light. If you haven't been here and fishing for pikes, you shouldn't have quite heavy setup, because they are some nice sizes. I think I have 15 or I don't remember, but a unique can be up to at least 15, 16 or even bigger kilograms. So but and the trophies are fighting quite much. It's something has changed, because the trophies now can sometimes fight really hard, much harder than I remember earlier. So, and even fight harder than a unique. Let's see what I get here. But I like to fish with this because I want to just to reel them in. I'm here for just scalp. You see this, not lots of minors here. This is a small one, but you get around for a decent size normal around 100 experience with this heavy setup. But for the trophies, at least it's around 500. So that's okay. But if you can, of course, if you don't want, like me, just to be able to reel them in as fast as possible, you can use a lighter setup and get better experience. But the money is really good, and I must say, if you're one of those who are searching for all hints and tips, this is not I give some advice, but don't see this as any tutorial. And because here we go, hopefully it's a little bit better than the last one. It's a trophy. You see here, not a big trophy though, just 6.8 kilogram, but 381 here. So you will see later on, hopefully, even better experience, and that's with my minors. So if you have a little one step below this is too heavy maybe, but if you're looking for a tutorial, this is not a tutorial, but I will give you some advice, because I've seen it in the chat, and I checked some tutorials myself, and everyone tells the same thing. And why? Because they look at one and then they say the same, because oh, this is how it is. And so with a unique, they like almost everyone, oh, this is I think this is it's going to be a trophy, I think, but it's going to be, you see, this is fighting quite much. I think this is going to be a trophy. Sometimes you think, oh, it must be a unique, but no, it's a trophy. But you see here, 400 is not that big either, but fight it quite okay, even with this heavy setup. And as you see here down below, it's almost not full. I don't want to break anything, but back to the tutorial talk there. Everyone says the same. It's partly cloudy, between 8 and 9. Some say between 7 and 8. I've seen for the unique. That's forget about that. No, you don't need to forget about it, but don't take it as chopped in stone, because I got uniques midday, sunny days. I got one before. I got at evening at well, was it half past 7 or something? Sunny day. It was foggy though, but I got all over the peak hours. Maybe you can get a little bit more, or in that time spectra, but as always, people copy each other so much on the tube and so on, and tells this is how it is. They look at the big, the ones with lots of followers, then they do another video saying the same thing, and then you got, oh, this is exactly how it is, and people don't try. I've seen people just go in, and in the chat here now, I haven't been back for that long, but I saw that earlier, that oh, I need to change my peak hour. I can't get a uni now. It's after 9. So people think, some people think that that's only the time window for uni. No, it's not. It's not. So don't take it for being anything. Don't take it for as it is the only truth. We are lazy. Some are really lazy. You must do exactly. Don't want to figure out things and for themselves, and that's okay. I also look at and get some advice now and then, but don't take it for that it's only way, and you can't get the fish. And so please try other baits. I had in this chat before, I even closed down the chat earlier, Was some dude there. No offense to him, but he asked about everything. It even so much that they who helped him, I was too occupied. Uh, said we want to fish as well. You're asking. He asking all the time. Check this site, and he gave him some advice, but didn't help. Here's a friend of mine coming. I would just let him know I'm alive. Sorry for the noise from the. Oh, now again. Why? I pressing the. Oh, I have must no. I don't know why I'm mistyping. Something is strange there, but. But well, back to what I said. Oh, here we go. Hopefully, this is a small. Oh no, it's a small one. So as I said, you see lots of minus on the experience, but the trophies will compensate on that, and the money is quite okay. But I think I will go back to next pass. I will fight. I will fight this day. No, I will fish this day through, and then I will go next. I will go to night fishing for the catfish. Been fishing for this pike now for a little while. That Dano. He got me to do it, so and for you who maybe not been here that much, I will give some advice in the chop. If you don't have the DLC with the kayaks, I don't. You can rent a kayak here, but I must say, if you don't have a big fish net, I have quite big now, 200 kilograms, but when I started to be here, I did not have that one. I had a quite small fish keeper, so first I needed to grind up for getting a little bit bigger. I bought a bigger, but and then I don't buy like 3 or 4 days pass. I just extend because it's things get a little bit cheaper by extending the day. Would cost 2,000. So, but renting the kayak and extending the day, when I had a small fish tank, it did or fish keeper fish net, it almost ate. And it ate all my almost everything I earned. So my advice is to before you get here and you want to start to grind into the grind the oh what I'm reading the same time there. Oh, there we go. If you like to go here and fish for the catfish, my advice is to go to Florida or something and fish for the bass. They give a quite okay money, and buy the kayak in the shop. You will save your earnings here much faster. It will be better than rent a kayak, because you have to renew the license, and you have to renew the kayak rent. So if you're going here for grinding money on the catfish, because the catfish area is on a pier outside in the middle of the water, so you need to take a kayak there. Of course there are other spots you can get catfish, but that is the main spot where you can get them really easy. That was my advice. We will go to the shop after and see the price for the kayaks in the shop there, and the markers. I don't know what you were talking about. I have minimized the chat as well. I wonder if I can get it up again. So let's see what he said. A market boy. Yeah, there are new items in the shop as well. There are markers now that you can buy in the shop, that you press so you can mark your favorite spot. So I don't know what they are doing else than market, but well, there is an achievement for it, seems like. This background noise from the microphone, and so I found out that one thing that made this interference was you who have watched my streams earlier and so on. I had you can hear a humming noise. There are some ground problems, but I found out one of these things that made bad noise was a lamp. It hasn't done that before. It started now. This was the power unit from that lamp, that when it was on the same power cord, it it made a humming noise, so it was some ground issue. Oh, let's see, you need to keep this to go with the others for GAR one. Won't let me here we go. Hopefully, no, it's a small one. But well, small ones is also fish. Let's see here. Shop, boats, kayaks. You see, it's not I bought this one. This one for 39. I don't know. Oh, this can go a little bit faster than the others. But to be honest, that's a max speed when you hold down the shift button. So and you will drain your stamina quite fast with the shift. So go for that one you like, but I suggest you farm for it. If you don't have the DLC, you will have it advantage when you come to this area to have a kayak instead of renting. Sorry, lots of noise here. I got a table microphone. I should I wonder if I can do like that instead. And now it takes up, and now I just got it in my face instead. I need to do like that again. So I have it on a, I don't know what it's called, and in Swedish it's svanhals. It's like it's mounted on the table with a like amount you can bend and so on. I need to get I need to get another microphone holder. I guess this will be a trophy. Yeah. And I will just go a quickie. See, I'm not. I'm going close to the peak here, but you see, it's today. Sometimes the peak is going really down, but here I can fish. I think all the time until you see here till the next peak. This is going to be okay day. But yeah, I can fish to around 23. It drops quite down. If I haven't filled my net till then, I'm almost at 50 kilograms now. Going quite fast. Sorry for the coughing and so on, but it's free of charge. I will not charge for the cough. I don't know why, but I'm always I am not having a cold, if you think that, but I think I'm some oversensible for something, or allergic, maybe to myself, because that's a common thing on every place I've been. The common thing is that I am at that location as well, so it must be, I must be allergic to myself. How that now works, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see if I will get to level 42 today. It's Christmas Eve today, but so I will fish this pass, and then I will go to have make myself something to eat, and then I will continue fishing. Because I don't celebrate. I have no family here, so for me celebrating is to be fishing with like friends like Dano UK, the old bastard. Hi. Um, no, it's not a bastard. Notice I did not say that he wasn't old. I said he was not a bastard. He's a really nice dude. Lots of nice people in this game, to be honest. I haven't seen much other things. The chat is quite nice, and you can, if you want, you can have a nice chat with someone, mostly all the time, and don't be surprised if you have friends adding you. That's I like that in this game, in other games as well, of course, when it's friendly. But sometimes, as I said earlier, sometimes people ask about everything. It's like, hey, give the fucking rod, sorry for the language there, give the rod to the guy, don't let him play for you as well instead, because they ask about everything, not trying and anything at all for themselves. And well, that's their life, that's that way they want to play, of course. But I just mention it sometimes. I get tired seeing those. Yeah, I don't know if you can throw the ground bait though. I must see the. Sorry for typing now, but. I don't know, I haven't tried if you can throw the ground bait when rod fishing. In Russian Fishing 4 you can do that. I think they have, I will reel in this one and recast it, I think a little bit too far out. In Russian Fishing 4 you can throw the ground bait if you want to. I have them on my in a feeder. Now we see if something is going to bite. They are nibbling sometimes. Here we go. Oh, this is a small one. He asked there if oh no, he wasn't asking, he's struggling to find out how to get maggots into the feeders, but I don't know if you can do that. In the feeders you create a little bowl you put with some aroma and stuff that you put in the freeze. There are two types of feeders. There are open feeders and closed feeders. I used well, let's see here. I only use the closed feeders, so I wonder if maybe it's using open feeders can have that. Let's see. I don't know. I haven't. Well, I think this is the 4th or 5th day I'm back in the game, so and that's funny to figure out things. I think that's one of the fun things in the games when there are new stuff to figure out, try different things. Let's see, something is going. Oh yeah, it's on. Let's see what it is. It's a fish, I'm sure, or I would be surprised if it wasn't. It's a trophy, 486 in experience, 222,224 in money so far. Let's take a quick look in the fish keeper. We got 14,525, and that's 56 kilogram. Got plenty of space left, so, and we are getting closer to peak, I think, if I recall correctly. So maybe yeah. Well, you see there, he's talking about the maggots and the feeders. It has been quite many updates now since I started. I had been like, I think it's 6 or 7 reboots with small patches afterwards, but that's how it works nowadays. The developers don't do, in my opinion, enough beta testing. They throw out the things and then they correct it as they go. So I remember when I was younger, it was some kind of pride to deliver a product that was working 100%. And now they are much more stressful. They had to get this out in close to the Christmas, because they know then people will buy and play. So, but that's not only the developers for this game, that's all games now. Sometimes you buy a game and there is so much bugs in it. He said that, and he is going to hit 41 today and buy a new pod or stand with alarm, because you have some bells on your rods. I will show it later when ground fishing, and they are real annoying. If I can compare the ground fishing to Russian fishing 4, sorry, and the ground fishing from this game, I guess they have looked at Russian fishing. Oh, we must also have a ground fishing, because people now they have a new competitor on Steam, because earlier the Russian fishing 4 was not on Steam, but it is released on Steam now, and that makes it bigger competitor. So I think that's why this game has the focused on ground fishing and with fishing with stand. There are huge difference in handling and the ground feeders and fishing and rod stands in the looks like a dragonfly landed on my rod. Well, in Russian fishing 4, I must say they have a much better system. First of all, you don't in this game you can buy a single stand, but you can only bring one, or you can buy a stand for 2 rods that are combined, and you can buy for 3 rods that also is combined. You can put 3 rods in the same stand. In Russian fishing 4, you can bring, I think it is 4 stands. You can, I want to have this rod in this place. I want walk up a little and place it on this location. You're not needed to have all the rods in the same stand. You can place them how you like. Of course, if you place them too far away, you have to run, and so you have. But that's a much better system. I wish they could have this option here as well. That if you buy 3 single stand, you can bring all 3 stands and put them a little with a space between them. Now I'm stuck. And the bells. Oh, the bells. For whom the bells told. Here you see the bells. It's a simple bell. You plastic. You put it on the top on the rod, and they also have the bells on in Russian fishing too. But oh my God, there is a huge, and I say huge, and now I got wrong rod. I wonder what just because I changed in the. So, huge difference in Russian fishing 2 or 4. I don't know why I say 2 all the time. Russian fishing 4, of course. Huge difference. You can here you can't see. Remember, you have 3 rods at the same stand. You don't really know which of the rods they are biting at, because you don't see the bells move at all. You just hear you just hear the bells bling, 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 and sometimes they are a little bit buggy, so they do bling 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 all the time, and you don't know really which rod it is they are nibbling at. You see, when they are hooked, they start to move the line, but you don't know which rod is which rod do I need to focus on now, which rod are they which rod are the fish at now? You don't know. You just hear a bell. You don't see any movement on the line. You don't see any movement on the bells. So that's really annoying. And I hope they would change that sometime, because in Russian Fishing 4 you see the bells move, you know, oh, they are on rod number 1, and so on. And that is also a really bad stuff here, I think. When you in Russian Fishing 2, you have I want to place this in this stand. You just have shortcuts. You press a button, you place it in the stand. Here you have to lean over, you have to bend down, and all the time you have the bling 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 bling, because you're moving the rod, and you have to hold it over the stand. You have to press the mouse button and to place the rod. So there are no short keys. At least what I I haven't looked, to be honest. Maybe there is a short key. I will check it after next fish, so I don't say wrong. But then when you pick up the rod, you're pressing 1, 2, or 3. That's why I have my ground rods placed near on the 1, 2, 3. Or you can, if you're holding another rod, if you're casting at the same time, you can bend down, look at the stand, press and hold the mouse button, and you replace the rod and take up the rod from the stand. But here is the most annoying thing of them all. When you're taking up the rod, if you get a fish or you take out a rod, it takes you about 3 or 4, maybe 5, even 5 seconds, because they are reloading the feeders or something. You get a circle, as you see up with my large minnow. I will show it later. But where you see my bait, when you're ground fishing and we have the chumps, you will have a symbol for the ground bait, and when you take out the rod, you take it aside, then that will you see a circle around that counts down, and you can and it reloads. So if you got a fish on 2 rods, you will lose one of them, because that takes so much time. I can't do anything. I can't just drop the rod. I can't do anything before that is done. Then I can press number 1, and if I hold, for example, number 3, I can't just drop it and pick up number 1. I need to wait before that is really I have filled this feeder and then pick up another rod. So most of the time when you get a fish on 1 rod, for example number 3, you pick it up. Oh, I got the fish, yay! Oh, someone is dragging the line on number 1. I got a fish hook. When you're done with that, it will be that you haven't hooked the fish on the time, or it has to release. The bait is gone. So you lost your bait on that one, because you can't just drop the rod. When fishing in real life, I can just, no, I will just put this down for now. I will do that later, because I need to take this one up and fish, take this fish, and then you have to reload the feeders and so. That's a really annoying thing in my opinion. Then the bells and so on, or that's annoying, but this thing is not only annoying, it's stupid. It in my opinion is idiotic that they have that system, that you have to reload the feeder before you can pick up next rod or something. You can't just abort. You can't just press escape or something. No, don't want to do that now. Just drop it. So I really hope that they would change that, because in real life, when fishing, when the rod stand, oh, I got fish on 2 reels. I tried to get this one, and then I just drop the rod and take the other fish. I don't have to. No, I pick up. I need to reload the feeder before I take my next fish that are hooked. Oh no, it's not hooked any longer. Stupid. So that was a little bit raging about this. But or not raging, it's my opinion on and the difference between Russian Fishing 4 and their bottom feeder that works much better than it does in this. And one thing else, you don't have to buy any special rod. Oh no, sorry, I take that back. You have to buy in Russian Fishing 2. But another thing, 4. In Russian Fishing 4, you can, I like that, I like some things in that game really much, because you can experiment, you can put different types of, even when you make the chums or the feeding, the balls there, you can, I wonder what happens if I mix this and so on. Here you go, you can create your own receipts and so on in that game. That game is more about crafting. You can craft your own things, your own lures and so on. Another trophy here, 434 experience, not a big one, 1900-ish. So yes, it was something. Yeah, I would check there before I continue, so I don't say wrongly. And let's see, have they added some shortcut for? No, they have not. They have not. They have not added a shortcut or a button to place the rod. You have to look down if you're using and press the mouse button to place the rods in and another thing. sorry. Another thing, in Russian Fishing 4, when using the rod, you can reel in the slack. You can use the rods, the reels, when it's in the stand. So if you want, now this place seems to be dead. I just want to shift it a few meters. You don't need to pick up the rod. You can just hold over the reel, and then you can slowly reel in a few meters and try another spot. That's also a thing that's better with the bottom fishing and with stand in Russian Fishing 4 compared to this, in my opinion. So they have a much better system. don't say this. I'm glad that they have put the bottom feeder in this game because I like it. But I think they could done it much better, and hopefully they will add and make it better. Hopefully, at least. But if they don't, well, then you have to live with it. That's how the cookie crumbles. But as I said, the huge difference, and some things are not, well, I can, okay, it's not that big deal, but the thing where you lose is fishes because you can't just put down the rod before it has reloaded the bait or the feeder. That's not annoying, it's idiotic in my opinion. So I'm getting closer to 100 kilograms here now. It's 8:30. Or soon 20 minutes to 9 if you want to be more exactly. I said it earlier, but I mean now when we are comparing some games, at least I do. Russian Fishing 4, I haven't played it in a while, but I like the idea of crafting there, and you can also boost with going to the shop and buy some beers and other things you have to eat. It's I like that. I wish someday some company combines 3 games into one. Like building, you can if you could just chop some wood, make some planks, build your cabin, and so on, build some furniture and some crafting, then hunting, hunt animals. You can put out traps and then go for hunt and combine it with fishing. It doesn't need to be that advanced. Fishing and hunting, it doesn't need to be like adding for example the Hunter Classic, and that doesn't need to be like Fishing Planet for fishing and so on. Yeah, it could be a little bit simpler, but you can do the fishing and hunting, crafting, building your cabin or so, and why not even put some, well, you can grow your potatoes and such, like a survivor game, that you combine everything and you can cook your ingredients and you learn stuff and so on. I wish there were some company who, because sometimes when I'm playing the Hunter Classic, walking around and I see a lake, oh, if I could just throw out a lure here and get a fish when walking around. Well, I don't know. If I any time in my life win the Euro jackpot, I will create a game like that. I will put some money into it and hire good programmers and so on. And well, that would for me be the ultimate game: hunting, fishing, crafting. So I wonder, I don't remember what the peak time. Oh, here we go. I think this a trophy. Because the trophies fight. Sometimes, oh, you think, oh, it must be a unit. No. They have done something with the trophies. But this can be, maybe it's a... Can't be a trophy. Is it only a trophy? No, it was a unique. Yay! You see here 977 experience points, 3.4, 3,483. It's not a big one, 13 kilogram, but I must say that he complained there about the cost quite much. The last minute, but he told me last evening that when he's done with this and have full net and he goes for catfish, he throws away the fish. So he replaced them. So that's and he will not get that much from catfish as he would get from the pikes, because the catfish fill up the net much faster. We can just check here now. I got 100 kilograms around and I got 26,822. Oh. So I'm gonna check when the peak is. Yeah, I'm at the peak now, but need to fill this net up, then I will end the day and go for some food, some Christmas food. I need to put the ribs in the oven also. Should have done that a while ago. but so getting closer. Oh, sorry for typing here. I think I'm a little bit too far out, to be honest. Yeah, I recast it. You can roll around when in this kayak. Uh, you can roll around in this, but it doesn't happen that often. It happens sometimes, the, but mostly it's because mostly it's because people forget to put the anchor down. I rolled it around last night once, and that was a trophy. It when you, but it doesn't happen that often. So hopefully a trophy. It must be a trophy because gave me 1932 and 422 experience. Not that far till level 42. Yeah, but I think I will, maybe I will reach that on my next session. I don't know, but we will see. Then I will go to Germany, Deutschland. Jawohl, is going fishing in Germany. But I need to complete this fishing session first. I think I'll go for the catfish later, next time, next pass. Here we go. Hopefully it bites fast. Reading some slack. Yeah, here we go. A little more tension on the reel. Here is another trophy, I think. No, it's not a unique. 700. Oh, this is a small one. 10 kilograms only. So, but okay, experience there. But so here's my unique, how they look, and they have got a nice teeth. Keep that one. Just telling he likes to know some stat when you can get them. And last session I had 3 of them. First was around 1 o'clock, and the other 2 were around 18 or 6 o'clock in the evening, and around 7 o'clock, cloudy. And as I said in the beginning there, all the guides of the big streamers that play the games tells you there is the window for uni around 8 and 9 partly cloudy days. And no, you can get them all day at the peaks. I don't know if you get them off peak, but so I don't say they are wrong, but I say it's not the whole truth. But as I said earlier also, if someone says something, then you have all the copycats doing their own stream saying the same thing, and then it will be the truth, because everyone says it's like that. So but this was a little bit of the that window, so it was close to that window. This unit I got, the last one I got here now, so it wasn't that big difference. and that was my snooze. And for those who don't know what snooze is, it's a grinded tobacco that you put under your lip. It's a Swedish thing. Well, they are selling around the Nordic countries, but it came from Sweden. Yes, I hope I got the last kilograms now. Thinking about maybe ending before I get it and make myself the dinner. Before it gets, well, not too late, but I will do a recast, put it over in that corner. And I don't know Fishing Planet I don't know what it is with me and number two. I see that now in the stream, just some fishing in Fishing Planet 2. Well, I can't say it's in number 2. It's well, it's something, and I call Russian fishing number 2, but it's 4. So I have some strange things with number 2s. Well, I will call it this. I need to I will call it for now because I need to get some food, and so I thank you for watching, and please feel free to comment and put a like and share if you want to. I would appreciate it. Have a really nice day, and I hope you enjoy this little stream. I will be back later on, and maybe today, maybe not. Until then, bye. Have a nice day and Merry Christmas. If you watch this after Christmas, well, keep that wish in mind till next Christmas. Bye.